Back on 4th Street, Nathan, Charlie, Jackson, me, Dima. Here to give our game picks. Southern Miss, Louisiana, 6:30 ESPN2 primetime. The line in this game is steady. USM favored. So the line opened, UL was favored by 2.5, I think, and it's dropped all the way down to Southern Miss being favored at home. And I think at the beginning of the season, if you would have said Southern Miss was be favored in this game, that's really a big testament. That's pretty crazy. The over-under is set at under 43. Austin is not here in the room, so we will give his pick in a second. Let's start with Nathan, then we'll go Charlie, Jackson.
Yeah, I definitely think this is a defensive battle. Don't want to overspeak. We've already made our points throughout this podcast, so I'm just going to give it straight to y'all. I think Southern Miss pulls it off in the Rock on Thursday night, 20-18.
Ooh. 18. How did they get 18?
I don't know, but they're going to get there.
Okay, and that's under the 43.
Indeed.
Charlie, what's your pick?
So I've got an odd score too, but I mean I've been right every time, every Southern Miss game, and then I'm going to pick against them here. I just think what I said about the turnover margin, that's going to be a lot to overcome, and how this, it has been trending. Louisiana's got a defense that creates opportunities. So I think that could put the defense against backs against their wall, against the wall. So I got Louisiana winning 27-19, getting Briggs Bourgeois 4 field goals in there and a touchdown.
So is that the over?
Yeah, it's over. Because I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities for both teams.
Okay. Yeah, kind of going off what I hit on earlier. Southern Miss has found ways to win, but they weren't against the best of competition. Louisiana's a better team, so that's not going to fly against them. And I think Louisiana gets the win in the Rock on primetime, 21-19. I have that being under.
19. I still don't even understand these scores. But
4 field goals.
4 field goals and a touchdown. Hey, I picked 19 last week, 19-17. Austin has Southern Miss pulling it out 24-17, and that is under, if I'm doing the math correctly. Actually, that might be over. But so for me, I think that football is a mental game just as much as the stats that we just talked about for the last half hour. That the stats, they're very important, but you don't win the game on stats. You win the game. The stats are 0-0 when the game starts on Thursday night at the Rock. And I really think that this game is more about Southern Miss than it is about UL. And I think that Will Hall and this team will be. You might see on the opening kickoff like them running down there and just knocking one of these players off the head. And I think the hype for this game is probably the biggest hype for a Southern Miss game since 2019 when North Texas came in here for homecoming and it was packed out, and that was the loudest I've heard the Rock. And while the offense, they've had their struggles, the defense are probably going to play out of their minds. I think they're going to hold Louisiana down, and I think that they get the key turnover, and they help Southern Miss win this game. Briggs Bourgeois, game winner, Southern Miss 20-17, and that's under the 43. So those are our picks. Southern Miss UL, primetime, be there. There's literally no reason not to go to the game. This is a big game for these student athletes. Go support them. And so those are our game picks, Southern Miss UL.